Hamza Chimaev is now the new middleweight champion of the world. And it was a pretty good card overall. The main event, pretty controversial, but I'll discuss that later. But yeah, Hamza is new champion. It made Drius look like an absolute amateur. Like, put him in a crucifix so many times. But I just want to start off talking about the card because the card was actually pretty solid. Starting off with Kai Sakura versus Tim Elliott. What really kind of sucked about this fight is that Kai Sakura was actually doing pretty decent until it got to the takedown wrestling parts. Like, Tim Elliott put him in a guillotine and submitted him in round 2. And what a fall off for Kai Sakura, dude. You go from fighting Pantoja, literally the champion, one of the best flyweights ever, really, besides Demetrius Johnson. And then you get put in a guillotine. Pretty underwhelming, I must say. But these fighters and other promotions, dude. I'll talk more about fighters and other promotions in this card, too, with Aaron Pico. I'll discuss that for sure. But Kai Sakura getting choked out by Tim Elliott, definitely did not see that coming because Tim Elliott's old as hell. Literal 38, literal fossil. But yeah, that was a pretty solid fight up until that part. Yeah, and the Kai Sakura got fraud checks pretty bad, and there are going to be some other fraud checks in this card as well. We got MVP versus Jared Kenir next, and this is just a side comment. I feel like this fight should have been the co-main event because MVP is a lot more, I guess you'd say a bigger star than Aaron Pico or LaRon Murphy, but I'm fine with this fight being on the card. And MVP just pretty much, he did what I expected him to do. He just emoted, styled around, and knocked down Kenir twice. But he did nothing of the knockdowns. He just stood there and just kind of started hitting the freaking Dougie and dancing and just kind of styling on Jared Kenir. Again, making Kenir look pretty stupid in there. And MVP was just basically just point fighting with the decision. I didn't think it was boring, though. I thought it was a pretty entertaining fight. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but I thought it was solidly entertaining. I thought it was pretty nice. MVP had some good moments, just outstriking Kenir and moving around. But Kenir did get him with the grappling later on, the round 3. I'd say Jared won that round by just control time, but it was too little too late. MVP won the decision. And I feel like MVP, for him, I'd love to see him fight Adesanya next. And I actually have a funny feeling he might be able to beat Adesanya. I'm going to make a video on that later, but I feel like MVP versus Adesanya's next, and Jared should just retire. You're old, you're 41. Just go rest up, just retire, please. Just don't fight anymore, brother. Yeah, this is a pretty good fight, in my opinion. Pretty nice performance, MVP. We got Prates versus Jeff Neal in this fight. Oh my goodness, this was just one of 2 spinning elbows of the night, which is crazy, by the way. I think before this, there's only 8 spinning elbow knockouts in the UFC, and this added 2 in one card, which is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, but Carlos Prates just had the spinning elbow and just dropped Jeff Neal. Like, this picture right here is... this is a cool-ass picture, by the way. This is nice. But you can see Jeff Neal is just laid out on the ground, and Carlos Prates just standing there just after just brutally KOing him. Just beautiful elbow back here. Not a whole lot to talk about. Pretty quick fight. And yeah, dude, like, Carlos Prates is a dangerous fighter in this division. I can definitely see him, climbing up the ranks. Being champion is, but, I see him climbing up the ranks. He's a pretty dangerous fighter. And Jeff Neal, I just, rest in peace. I'm sorry. Then we had Aaron Pico versus LaRon Murphy, and I have some stuff to say about this fight. First of all, dude, why the hell were they hyping up Aaron Pico so much? Like, seriously, dude. Before the fight happened, they put the whole tribute video about glazing Aaron Pico, literally just buttering him, oiling him up, dude. It was so annoying, because, like, he has no achievements in the UFC. From the way the video was going, you'd think Aaron Pico died in a car crash. They were just talking about this guy like he was like Jesus Christ or something. It annoyed me because he was so cocky. Dude, there's a video of him talking about how he's better hands than Elliot. I was praying for him to get knocked out. I actually kind of predicted this knockout. I'm like, hey, I was with my friend, we're watching the fight. I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if he just gets knocked out in round 1? And that's exactly what happened, and I'm so happy that it happened, because Aaron Pico can't go out there and just boast and be like, I'm going to be the next champion, guys. I can beat Volk. Because that's what they're saying in the video, dude. They were glazing this guy so bad. Like, you're a Bellator tick. Stop it. And then LaRon Murphy just gets a highlight reel KO. And speaking of LaRon Murphy, I feel like he should fight for the title next. Everybody's saying this, but this is the kind of performance that gets you to a title fight. Right now, featherweight's in weird position where, like, the title is disputed. Like, is Yair gonna get it? Is Mavzar gonna get it? I feel like LaRon Murphy should definitely get it if it's not Mavzar. Yeah, but I'm so happy Aaron Pico got slept, dude. Great spinning elbow by LaRon Murphy. Highlight reel KO. And yeah, dude, this was fire fight for like the 5 seconds it lasted. And it was funny, Aaron Pico wasn't even doing that bad. He had LaRon against the fence and was piecing him up with some boxing combos pretty good. I thought we were going to see an early finish. And then he just pulls an elbow out of his pocket and just knocks him out. Absolutely amazing stuff right there. And then for the main event, Drius and Hamza, very controversial fight, I'll say for sure. Now the big question obviously is, was it a boring fight? In my opinion, I don't think it was boring. I think it was uneventful. Like nothing really happened much. I was invested because I do a lot of grappling martial arts, so I thought all the technicality that went into this, like Hamza would tackle Drius, and Drius try and flip him over, then Hamza would use his hand to position. Really high level stuff from both of these guys. Or maybe just some Hamza, because right on my next point, Drius, I've never seen Drius look this helpless in a UFC fight ever, dude. Like, Hamza was just dragging him across the mat, just holding him down, slamming him, going for submissions. I will say this, Drius had a great choke defense. Like, Hamza couldn't get the submissions on him because Drius is very, very large, juicy fella, I must say. Yeah, but this fight, I mean, it can't even call it a fight. It was just Hamza just kind of hugging him and just dragging him around and stuff. Drius, I felt bad for him, dude. He was just getting manhandled in there, literally just brutalized. Literally, Hamza was just assaulting him sexually the entire fight. Very sad stuff to watch. Yeah, but Hamza is the new champion, and for next opponent for Hamza, I think he should fight the winner of Chimaev versus Borralho, which I think is pretty much, that was what we were thinking from the get-go when they announced this fight. It was a contender fight. It was to see who's the number one contender in the middleweight division. And for Drius, I know Reiner de Ritter is fighting Fluffy Hernandez, I'm pretty sure. So Drius, I want to see Drius fight RDR because they're both such goofy strikers. It would just be the funniest thing. It'd be them just flying around, slipping around the octagon, Looney Tunes sound effects and all that stuff. But yeah, for Hamza, I think he literally beats every single person in the middleweight division. It's like a situation with Elliot at lightweight. There's no one who beats this guy. The only way anyone gets a belt besides Hamza is if they either vacate or he just retires, honestly. But yeah, Hamza is going to be champion for a really, really long time. I don't think anyone's taking the ball from him ever. One final point I want to bring up is that even though there were barely any striking exchanges when they were striking, Drius was doing pretty good. Like, Drius was doing pretty good in the feet. He landed some shots on Hamza. And then after literally 5 seconds, Hamza was like, all right, screw this, and then just take Drius down. The ref even stood them up at one point, too. If Drius just had good takedown defense, he could have kept it in the feet, and I think he would have won. But Drius, he's a very goofy guy. The striking, he was a stylistic nightmare for Hamza. Like, his style, Hamza, he exploited it so easily. Drius would throw these looping punches, and Hamza would just duck under and grab him. But yeah, pretty good card overall. The main event was kind of lackluster. And also, on a side note, I apologize to my viewers because I wasn't able to make a video on Dustin versus Max because I was just so busy that week. And yeah, but expect more videos coming from me soon because I'm trying to just upload more content, upload at least 4 times a month. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe, and have a nice day. Thank you.